This active track is crazy. Wow. Can it? No, just won't lose me. So what if I do like this? No, gimbal endpoint reached. No, still tracking me. Wow, it's crazy. That is insane. Actually, didn't realize there was this much snow. Let's see if we can get up here. All right. So this is the Osmo Pocket 3. It has a 1-inch sensor with a fixed aperture of f2 and a 20mm equivalent focal length with a focus range from 20 centimeters to infinity. We also find a 2-inch rotatable touchscreen with a brightness of 700 nits, which is the same as we have with the DJI RC1 and 2 controller. It shoots normal videos in 4K up to 60 FPS and slow motion at 4K 120 FPS. There's also a dedicated low light video mode along with photos, panorama, time-lapse and more. Now I'm sure most of you already know the specs of the Osmo Pocket 3, so I'm not going to dive too deep into that in this video, and if you want to learn more about the specs you can also find it on DJI's own website. So instead I'm just going to give you my straight up honest opinion about this and whether or not I think it's worth it or not. And we're going to go through everything from build quality to portability, battery, wide angle lens, mic 2 and more. So let's start with an audio test. This is the audio that you get from the Pocket 3, and I'm currently using the wide angle lens and also have the battery pack and the tripod attached, and I have the active track on as well. It's just amazing how this works. Wow, I'm pretty impressed actually how good this active track 6.0 is. Whew, it's pretty cold, minus 19 degrees Celsius, and this Pocket 3 does actually have an operating temperature between 0 degrees and plus 40 degrees. So we're actually 20 degrees below that, and to my surprise, it performs really good. I haven't seen any issues yet, and I've been out for about an hour now, and it's getting cold. It's getting cold. How is the image, by the way? Sun is directly behind me. This is what it looks like when I'm facing the sun on a cold winter day. Whew. Yeah, it's nice though. It's nice. Ever since the Pocket 3 got released, I really wanted to have my hands on the mic too, because you know, you can use this with other cameras as well, not only the Pocket 3, so it connects via Bluetooth, and now the Action 4 even. And when I'm out riding my motorcycle, which, you know, apparently there is a long time until I can do that, I can just connect a lavalier microphone to the mic 2 and just put that into my helmet. You can also connect the DJI Mic 1 directly to the Pocket 3 and use that as your audio setup if you want to save some bucks on getting the standard combo of the Pocket 3. But I highly recommend that you get the creator combo with the battery pack, the filters, everything that you get, and the DJI Mic 2. That alone is a reason to buy the Pocket 3 creator combo. Man, it's cold. Whew. This is how it looks when I'm using the wide angle lens, just facing the camera forwards. This is how wide it is. So if I put the pole in the right corner now, and if I now put on the filter, so this is 50mm and this is 20. Yeah, whew. It's amazing. So now shooting in the portrait mode or vertical shooting mode with the Pocket 3 here, I feel like I'm a little bit too close, even though I have the wide angle filter, the battery pack and the tripod attached to get it a little bit further away. The only downside though is that it shoots in 3K 30 FPS, but to be honest, that is more than what you need for social media anyway, like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Now, I've also been testing out time-lapse here in the studio when doing some of my prints, and I gotta say this looks awesome, especially when you have that shallow depth of field. Now, when it comes to build quality, this has been on the market for 2 months now, and I've seen a lot of people complaining about the screen and the build quality in general, and some even broke their screen just by normal use or taking it out of the case. Personally though, I haven't experienced any similar issues, but I'm also 2 months behind. So it's a little bit early to say, and I've been using this for 2-3 weeks now, and so far, it seems like a solid device. So overall, the build quality of this, it does feel like a premium product. Now, with the latest firmware update, we also have 10-bit colors in all 3 profiles now, so normal, HLG, and D-Log-M. So if you're not into color grading, you can now still get that 10-bit colors with the normal color profile, which is fantastic. But if you want to spice up your Pocket 3 footage and make it look more unique, I suggest checking out my Signature LUTs down in the description below. There you will also find a detailed instruction guide on how to get better looking videos. Now, when it comes to the normal and HLG color profile on the Pocket 3, I do find them to be a bit too sharp and contrasty. It's mostly due to the snow and everything that I have here in Norway now with the reflection, which makes the image extremely bright, and therefore the shutter speed will be at max if I'm not using an ND filter. However, if you don't have ND filters, you can still get decent looking footage if you film on a bright sunny day where there's a lot of snow like I have. So when the shutter speed is way up there, you can go into the settings menu and you can select the sharpness option and change the sharpness to -2. However, this will not fix your footage or make your footage look amazingly good, but it will make the footage look better though, because it removes some of that unwanted sharpness you get with the high shutter speed. But I strongly recommend getting some ND filters, and personally I love the ND filters from Freewell. And now they also have this travel pack with 14 filters, everything from ND8 all the way up to ND1000, as well as polarized filters and mist filters. So I'll leave a link to these filters down below if you want to check them out. Now, since I've only been using the Pocket 3 for so long, it's hard to say how good or bad this thing is. I feel like I need to put at least a few months into that, so maybe my 3 months later or 6 months later review, but out of the box, first impression and what you get for $670 is mind-blowing. I mean, the quality coming from this is on a whole different level, especially coming from action cameras, but I think the best comparable device would be an iPhone. So here's a few shots between the iPhone 14 Pro Max and the Pocket 3. So which do you think look better? Is it the Pocket 3 or the iPhone 14 Pro Max? Let me know in the comments below. Now, when it comes to low light videos, I haven't really had the chance to test it as much as I wanted to, so I think I'll save that for a different video. But out of the box, I do think the image quality in low light coming from the Pocket 3 looks good. As of battery life and everyday use, it has a stated record time of 116 minutes in 4K 60 FPS and around 120 minutes in 4K 30 FPS. And if you add the battery grip, you'll get another 62% increased battery life. So when I was out shooting these videos, I didn't really have to think about battery life at all. Usually I bring a few extra batteries when I'm out shooting videos just to be on the safe side, but with the battery grip, it just didn't feel necessary. And as for portability, it's really easy to carry the Pocket 3 around if you only use the unit itself and the protective case here. Just snap it into the case and you can put it in your pocket. But as soon as you start adding things up like the battery grip, maybe the tripod here as well, you know, it's gonna start building up on size here, and it's not as pocketable as it is when you just use the unit. But you can easily just put this in your case and put that in your pocket and travel around with that. And this can also store all your filters, or you can actually mix it up. You don't have to store the filters which is meant to be stored here. So we have the wide angle and the mist filter, but you can change this out with ND filters from Freewell if you want to do that, and they fit perfectly in place. And you can also put the mist filter on the gimbal and still put it in the case, so that leaves you with 3 filters without needing to bring some additional filter cases or accessories, if that's, you know, what you want to do. So after using the Pocket 3 for some weeks now, is it something that you should buy? I'm gonna leave that completely up to you, but if you want my personal opinion on that, yes. 100% worth it. It's not an action camera, so it's not gonna replace my Go 3, my X3, or my Action 4, but this will add more value to my future trips because it's a different camera. And especially when it comes to vlogging, cinematic B-roll, or to just make a cinematic travel sequence itself, this would probably be the better camera to use. And honestly, as I can see it, this will replace my Sony a7S III when I'm out traveling. I mean, the quality coming from this is amazing, and the tracking is crazy good. And we also have 1-inch sensor. We have the D-Log M color profile, which I'm a huge fan of, and I can also just connect the DJI Mic 2 for awesome audio with the Pocket 3. And this is much smaller. I don't need the additional lenses to use it, and I can even just snap on this wide angle filter. So this is a much more convenient travel vlogging camera setup than bringing a huge Sony a7S III setup with a shotgun microphone and everything like that. So if you're looking for a vlogging setup or the perfect travel setup which has everything you need, you know, the Pocket 3 might just be the best camera for you. I'm also curious to know if you already have the Pocket 3, and if you have it, what is your favorite and least favorite things about it, and is it something that you can recommend? If you want to check out the Pocket 3, there is a link down there along with my Signature LUTs if you want to check those out as well. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and if you enjoyed today's video, let me know by dropping a like. So until next time, take care.